Docker, Helm, Kubernetes, and Minikube concepts. The purpose of this presentation is not to delve into the specifics of Docker, Helm, Kubernetes, and Minikube, but rather to provide an overview of the concepts behind them to aid in comprehension. The subsequent sections will cover the details on how to use these tools. Let's envision the relationship between Docker, Helm, Kubernetes, and Minikube concepts in the context of a restaurant. Docker can be compared to individual food containers used for storing and transporting ingredients. By packaging each component into separate containers, Docker keeps ingredients isolated. And similarly, Docker containers encapsulate apps and dependencies, ensuring portability and consistency across various environments. Helm is comparable to a recipe book used by kitchen staff, where a Helm chart represents a standardized set of recipes detailing how to prepare particular dishes. Helm charts as standardized recipes for app deployment. Charts define essential Kubernetes resources, and the templating engine simplifies customization, versioning, and sharing for streamlined deployment. Chefs don't always require recipe books to cook. Similarly, Helm charts aren't always necessary, but having them makes it easier to follow and understand the process. In the kitchen, there are specialized stations like cooking, baking, and salad stations, each with unique equipment and dedicated staff. The stations collaborate as a cluster to prepare and serve meals efficiently. Kubernetes can be likened to the manager who oversees kitchen operations. The manager ensures that tasks are distributed effectively among the kitchen staff and that each station has the necessary resources to operate smoothly. Like a manager, Kubernetes orchestrates container deployment and management across a machine cluster, distributing resources, scaling apps, and ensuring availability. Minikube can be compared to a chef's small, self-contained kitchenette, where they experiment with new recipes before introducing them to the main kitchen. Similarly, Minikube enables developers to run a local, single-node Kubernetes cluster on their machines, providing a lightweight and isolated environment for testing applications and validating Kubernetes configurations before deploying them to a larger-scale cluster. To use these tools in tandem, you would typically begin by building and packaging your app as a Docker image, ensuring consistency across different environments. Next, define a Kubernetes deployment configuration using YAML files and deploy it to a Kubernetes cluster. Kubernetes will orchestrate the deployment, scaling, and management of your app. You can use Helm to simplify deploying your app on Kubernetes. Create a Helm chart for your app, specifying the necessary Kubernetes resources and configurations. Customize the deployment for different environments, manage releases, and share and reuse charts easily with Helm. Minikube enables running a local Kubernetes cluster for development and testing, providing a convenient way to experiment with Kubernetes features and validate your app before deploying it to a production cluster. To summarize, Docker packages and distributes apps, Kubernetes orchestrates and manages containers at scale. Helm is a Kubernetes package manager, and Minikube provides local Kubernetes environments for development and testing. Together, they offer a comprehensive toolset for containerization and orchestration workflows.